Man, it's just a beautiful day today. Spent about an hour cleaning the car, got it waxed. A lot of oxidation on there. It's amazing how that builds up. I guess it's from being out in the sun. It's kind of reminding you, on a spiritual level, to keep doing the cleaning process, keep cleaning off this residue because it builds up over time. And if you don't keep it loosened up, it just cakes on there. It's really hard to get off. I had to scrub and scrub and scrub on this car to get the wax off. I used about a dozen towels, but it looks amazing. It shines. It's just like brand new. It's a, how old is this car? 14 years old? 15 years? 16. My car is 16 years old. Anyway, I just want to make this video about fear and about death and about how we face those things in our life and attachment. I just want to say that this experience has been one of the best of my life. This experience with this COVID-19 has been, so far, has been the best experience of my life. And I'll tell you why, because it made me appreciate simple things like having food to eat, a safe home to live in, a good job that has good pay, and I get to do service and help people. And I had money invested in the market and I've watched it grow the last 10 years. And I'm a real saver. I'm a squirrel. I save a lot of money and I just I don't get a lot of pleasure from spending money. But you know what? I'm not attached to this money whatsoever. I honestly can say that. I feel completely free of it. Um, if I lose everything, I've still got my family. And honestly, the connection I have that I'm developing with God and how I feel about just how much peace I have because of this path I'm on, it makes me, the material things just don't mean as much. There was a time in my life when I just felt so anxious and so unsettled and was always looking, for something else to make me happy. And I just don't anymore. I just absolutely don't look, I'm not looking outside myself for happiness anymore. And it's interesting. I was listening, or I read these things I get from the Sahaj Marg from Heartfulness, and I was reading something about, how this change happens very subtly. Or maybe I was reading Kamish's book. Um, anyway, just how these changes happen so subtly and you almost don't even notice. And I've noticed that in my own life. I mean, the spiritualization of your life is something that it happens like, a baby growing. They don't, I mean, when they make that first step, it's a big deal. But then after that, it's not a big deal at all. They just run around and they're doing cartwheels and flips and gymnastics and moving on to all these different levels, of mastery. And we are just at the cusp of breaking free into this whole other world of self mastery on the big S, the soul self, God consciousness self. We're right on the edge of this. We're right on the cusp. I was meditating today and I got like almost knocked out of my meditation because I felt this light come on and I thought someone flipped the lights on in the house. It was like it startled me, but it's that higher consciousness. Just got a glimpse of it. It was just right there. And when we break through to that level, it's a whole nother experience completely. This association we have with this material life just takes on a whole nother level. It'll be like a child when they grow up and they have toys in their toy box, and they're not going to go, off to college and come home and play with the toys in the toy box, right? They're going to take them to Goodwill. They don't even care about it anymore. They might have a little nostalgia and just say, "Oh, that I remember when I played with that." But it's not like they're going to sit there and play with those toys. And that's exactly how this material life is. Not to say it's not important. Again, these are, the material stuff has to be attended to just like you would attend to anything else. But we have to just ride onto that wave of higher consciousness. It's just like going surfing, you know? You just catch on that wave and just let it lift you and carry you. And that's the power of this heartfulness path. It is like a wave and you just ride the wave. Honestly, I don't want to say it's the lazy person's way, but to me, it's the most subtle, most what's the highest path I've seen. And like I said, people can say what they want, doesn't matter. It's like I eat carnivore diet. People say that that's crazy. It doesn't matter because that's what works for me. But I'm just saying from my experience, this is the highest level, and I think that there's some amazing stuff waiting for us. It's just right there. It's just right there. This 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 experience of being able to have this quiet time to ourselves, people coming, staying home, people not going out, people being home, just relaxing and just taking it easy and resting. I'm telling you, something is going on here at a much deeper level than just a virus, okay? There's some cleaning process happening right now, a deep cleaning, a societal cleaning, and this collective consciousness is going to I think it's going to take a massive jump. Just get ready. It's coming. I can feel it coming. There's going to be a big jump in consciousness. It's going to be, it's going to be awesome. And I've been thinking a lot about mortality lately, not in a macabre way, but in a very just like detached way. And when you feel like you're part of something bigger than yourself, you lose attachment to the physical, like I was just saying. And when you start feeling that godly connection, you become less and less attached to the physical. And that is natural, normal process. And we've been lied to and deceived for so long into believing that this physical vessel, this physical vehicle is all important, and that how much money we have in the bank is all important, and how expensive and nice our car is all important. And none of that means anything. Not one bit of that's going with us. And our spirit is here. We're inhabiting these physical vehicles to sharpen and become more tuned and to have experience. And I don't know what the purpose of that is, but it's a very profound and high purpose. And we are not here by some kind of accident. We're here to lift the consciousness of humanity. I've been listening to this guy named Cryon. I never heard of him until the other day. I don't know how I got one of the videos, but I guess it was just the timing was right. It's a guy who channels this. He calls it an angelic being named Cryon. Says some amazing stuff, and he was talking about purpose and how the New Age movement is going to split. And now I think this talk was given a while ago, so it might have been a few years ago. It's very interesting because the New Age movement got co-opted by these demonic energies, by these negative forces, and they used this enlightenment, quote in quotes, pathway to deceive people into dark arts. So they got people to fall